Okay.
All right, good morning, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining us here in the great town of Patterson to celebrate the incredible success of Putnam On Demand, the Hudson Valley's first ever microtransit service. Today, we are sharing data that shows how this innovative service is transforming public transportation in our community and delivering real results for riders. I want to thank our partners at Via Transportation and the team who helped make this project possible. I give special thanks to our Department of Planning, Development, Public Transportation Commissioner Barbara Barossa and her team for leading this effort. I also want to make special mention to recognize the members of the legislature who without we would not have been able to do this. They are the ones that provided support and the funding within our last budget for 2025, joined by the chair of the legislature, Amy Sage, also the chair of economic development within the legislature, Bill Goldman, and legislator Aaron Crowley, who I believe is also here on behalf of our Congressman Michael Lawler. I also want to recognize one of our great representatives in Albany, who represents the vast majority of Putnam County and northern Westchester, dear friend Assemblyman Matt Slater and his team, and the leader, the executive of the great town that we are in right now, Supervisor Richard Moore. Where's Rich?
I'm here.
Which is right here. So, Rich, thank you for doing this, because this is obviously something we're trying to enhance a service that was underutilized in your town, bleeding over into some of the other towns, but it's predominantly Patterson. Thank you for hosting us. And of course, we want to thank the riders who joined us today. Your participation, feedback, and enthusiasm have driven this program's success. And as far as the history of this program, I should start by saying that Putnam On Demand was launched as a service to replace the county's underutilized Part 3 fixed route bus line, which served Patterson but struggled with low ridership and high operational costs. Rather than continuing to run large, mostly empty buses on set schedules, the county reallocated existing transit resources to create a flexible, demand-based model that better meets real rider needs. By leveraging the same funding sources more efficiently, Putnam On Demand delivers more rides per dollar spent, reduces emissions, and provides expanded access to employment, shopping, and essential services. Since launching earlier this year, Putnam On Demand has provided hundreds of rides, connecting residents to jobs, shopping, medical appointments, and more. Ridership continues to grow every month, showing that this is not just a pilot program, it is a model for accessible, modern transportation. The service operates flexibility through an easy-to-use app or call-in system, making it convenient for everyone, including seniors and residents without vehicles. I should note, for those that are users of the app, there was a little bit of a hiccup yesterday with Amazon, for those that were following the story with their cloud-based system, that could have affected the app system. And I am pleased to report that it is in full use, working this morning for all of our riders. With that, I'd like to now recognize and ask Jeremy Tillinger from Via Transportation to come up and share a few words about the service and share some important updated statistics about Putnam On Demand. Jeremy?
Thanks, County Executive Byrne. Again, Jeremy Tillinger. I'm Public Policy Director here at Via Transportation and lead our efforts on public policy issues in the Northeast. I just want to start by, again, thanking all the elected officials who are here, Town Supervisor Williams, legislators Goldman, Crowley, and Sage, and representatives here from Congressmember Lawler's office and then Assemblymember Slater. Thanks so much for being here today. It's exciting, I think, to be here celebrating Putnam On Demand, not only as, I think, trailblazing service for the Hudson Valley region, the greater Hudson Valley region, but also as a sign of, I think, how transportation can be improved and innovated upon for the 21st century in New York State. What makes, I think, it so special is we're seeing support for these kinds of services across the state, from local government, from regional and state and federal partners. We've seen similar positive ridership outcomes for services in Rochester and Rome, in Suffolk County, and in certain parts of New York City where we've done really great pilots with their school system as well. Really, microtransit is a winner for all communities in New York State. And we're excited for future launches across the Empire State, especially with strong support from Governor Hochul and from agency leaders at New York State DOT and NYSERDA as well. Since launching, Putnam On Demand has provided more than 7,000 rides connecting residents to jobs, appointments, shopping centers, and train stations like this one here in Paterson. Wait times are short. They're usually between 8 and 18 minutes, and ridership keeps growing each month, as the county executive mentioned. Nearly half of our riders currently do not have a personal vehicle, and more than a third of them are seniors. So for them, this service isn't just about the convenience. This is about making crucial trips and being able to get from point A to point B seamlessly and effectively, just as they would if they had their own personal vehicle access. I'll just kind of summarize just a few more quick points about some of the data points. In terms of our top drop-offs and pickup locations currently, Putnam Hospital Center, Putnam Plaza Shopping Center, the top supermarket in Carmel, both the Southeast and Paterson MTA Metro North stations, and the A&P supermarket. That is kind of the perfect use case for microtransit. It gets you from your home to the places that you need to be. You're no longer waiting in January in 25-degree weather with the wind chill. You can stay in the comfort of your home. You can track the vehicle as it approaches to you. You can make that efficient connection and get to where you need to go seamlessly and affordably. For those who maybe don't know about exactly just the details of the service, the cost for fare is $2.50 for a standard ride. It's $1.25 for students, seniors, and folks with disabilities. Payment is done on a credit card or debit card. You just download the Putnam On Demand app, which is available in either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. You sign up, you create an account seamlessly. Like the county executive said, if you don't have access to a smartphone or you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's totally fine. There is a call-in number that you can call into, and all of the ride hailing, payment processing, and updates about where your vehicle is on its journey to you is all done through a simple phone call as well. You can also transfer onto local buses as well, which is one of the great things here that we do. This is not a kind of isolated system. We build this into the system so that we build more ridership into the fixed routes that perform excellently and perform well. We build it into the commuter rail services. And we're just really proud of how everything's gone, and congratulations to everyone here for all of your leadership on this. And I'll turn it back to the county executive.
Thank you, Jeremy. We obviously want to thank VIA, but we're also incredibly proud of the work that they put in and the county's put in so far. And for those that haven't followed some of the more recent news, we've already been recognized by more than our customers for this innovative program. Last month, Putnam On Demand was recognized by Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress with their Progress in Action Award. This is a very important and special regional honor given to initiatives that improve quality of life and drive innovation. This recognition underscores what we've known from day one. When local government partners with the private sector and listens to community needs, we can deliver smarter, more efficient services. So now I'd like to introduce Pattern for Progress President and CEO Adam Bosch to say a few words. Adam?
Good to see you. Hey, good morning, everybody. I wanted to come this morning just to underscore a few things. First thing I wanted to underscore is that what's happening here in Putnam County has broad applicability and value far beyond the greater Paterson area, far beyond Putnam County itself, because here in the Hudson Valley, where we've been doing transportation planning at Pattern since the 1960s, we are seeing the demand for public transportation slowly but certainly rise. And we're really seeing that rise come in two forms across the 9-county region. One, as was mentioned before, is the growing number of senior citizens who are losing their ability to drive, but still need to get to doctor's appointments and groceries and things of that nature. And two, it's no secret that here in the Hudson Valley, we're going through affordability challenges. And we are seeing that a certain segment of our workforce does not have enough money to own their own automobiles. And so we're seeing those folks need to get access to train stations, to groceries, to appointments, to things that they're doing with their children. So over time, we are seeing that the demand for public transit is going up. The demand that we're seeing increase is, generally speaking, not well served or perfectly served by fixed bus routes. So it means that in order to serve this growing demand, we need to be more flexible, more innovative, more responsive to picking people up where they are and getting them to where they need to go. And up till Putnam County did some regional innovation here with Putnam On Demand, we really didn't have anything outside of private services such as calling a cab, such as calling an Uber or a Lyft to help fulfill that need to pick people up where they are and get them to where they're going. So there is a regional context for what Putnam County is doing here that is very, very important. The other thing I want to share is that I want to give Putnam County credit for innovating, in the sense that anyone who's been involved in local government or county government will tell you that it's really difficult to innovate within the context of local government and county government. Number one, because the dollars aren't always there to try new things out that haven't been done before. And number two, because the public acceptability of trying something that doesn't work is very low. And so we're at a time in the region where we need to innovate on more things, on transportation, on housing, on upgrading parks and recreation areas, and all kinds of other civic issues that matter to the health and prosperity and vibrancy of the region. So it's great that here in Putnam County, they decided to try something different. They worked outside the guide rails of what they've always done. And the value of that is not only going to be to the people of the greater Patterson area, to the people of Putnam County, but there's going to be great value to the people of the Hudson Valley who are watching carefully what's happening here in Putnam County and going, should we be doing this where I live? Should we be doing this in the community that I represent? Should I go to my local government official and tell them that my grandmother could really use to be picked up where she lives and delivered to somewhere where she needs to go? The gentleman from VIA mentioned use cases. There are all kinds of use cases across this region that could be filled by having more micro-transit systems throughout the greater Hudson Valley. Not only getting people to groceries, not only getting people to doctor's appointments, but it has been the case that over several decades, we have cited our biggest employment centers outside of our biggest population centers. So in one of our cities, for example, in Orange County, there are 27% of people who live there don't have access to a vehicle. And the jobs are 10 to 15 miles away. Having a micro-transit system in that context to connect population centers to employment centers, connect them to mass transit like here at the train, these are things of great value. And the region is really going to learn from the example that Putnam County has provided, from the data that we're getting off the early successes here, so that the rest of the region has the confidence to try something different. So thanks for being here, and thanks to Putnam County for providing an example that others can learn from.
I know Jeremy and Adam talked about the partners at different levels of government too, and mentioned a lot of our state partners. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge some of our partners at the federal level beyond Congressman Lawler. But Mark Molinaro, who's no stranger to Putnam County, is the new administrator for the FTA, the Federal Transit Administration. He attended our State of the County address where this was highlighted, and we're very fortunate to have him as a partner and advocate as well. And while just moving forward, I think it's important to talk about our customers. And while Putnam On Demand is in its infancy and is a pilot program in many respects, it doesn't belittle the experiences and positive impact it's already had on many of our residents. We've had great feedback from riders about the quality of this service and ability to access. But don't take my word for it. I'd like to introduce some of its users. Lillian and Zachary, if you are here, would you mind coming up? We're kind of taking you off guard to share a little bit about your experience with Putnam On Demand.
You go. Everyone, how are you guys? Hello, everyone.
Someone's got a bad lead off. Who's bad lead off?
Hi, everybody. My name is Lillian Jamai. I work at the Patterson Library. And as you can see by this poster over here, it is one of the main places that these vehicles take me to. And it's great to know that I can get to work if one of my vehicles is not working or someone needs to borrow the car, and I can just take the vehicle and in 12 to 15 minutes I am at work. It's also great that for me, my mom has medical appointments at Putnam Hospital, and sometimes, you know, we're running late and I don't want to go and then have to park my car and take even more time and be late, so I will call to get a ride, and they just drop me off at the front door. And so that's awesome. I can be on time for my appointment. It's been such a great service, and when people ask me, do you like the program? I say no. I love the program. And I also hope that with the expansion of the program, and they'll purchase more vehicles, more drivers, that it would be just what it already is, a vital service to the community. So I just want to say thank you guys. It is a great program. Let's keep it, let's fund it, let's just grow it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zachary Valentine. I work at Putnam Hospital, and my experience with the service is not only for myself, but my patients as well. I recommend all my patients that are elderly, that are disabled, use Putnam On Demand. It's fast, it's easy, it really, just really is a really good service. The drivers are so nice. It's easy to use, it's very affordable. You know, a lot of the elderly around here, they're on fixed incomes and they have co-pays and stuff. So the fare is very good for them. Yeah, I love this service. I've been using it since the first day it came out, and it gets me to the hospital, it gets me home. It gets me to Tops. It gets me to anywhere I need to go in the area. So, thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I know we have representatives from the library here that I see in the audience, and thank you for being here. They've been great partners because some of the things that we had to do when we rolled this out, working with VIA and planning, was find partners in the community to educate and make sure people could learn about it, whether it's the senior center, at the town's senior center and activities, or at the local library. So we're grateful for those partners. At this point, I'm going to ask to see if any of our other state and local elected officials would like to share a few words. I'll start by going to our state assemblyman, Matt Slade.
Sure. Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to be with you all today. I want to thank Putnam County for leading from the front, and that's what they're doing here in this really important initiative with Putnam On Demand. Here in Putnam County, northern Westchester, obviously transportation can become a problem, and they have found a very affordable and innovative way of addressing that for our seniors and all those who could possibly utilize it. Microtransit is an important subject that needs to have greater focus from my standpoint in the state legislature. I do serve on the Transportation Committee, and seeing the success of Putnam On Demand, I can now take this back to Albany, work with our partners on the state level to, one, provide more funding to support more communities to invest in this type of program, and secondarily, working with Jeremy and his team, identify and remove barriers to make sure that more services are accessible and funded through some of the state programs that are already in place. So this is a very exciting day for Putnam County. I want to applaud the county executive, the board of legislators, and everyone involved for the great success here. It's also an exciting day for the Hudson Valley and all of New York because, again, we have a model that is proof positive that this will work and that it can work. And so now we can go back to Albany and make sure that we continue to provide the support it needs to grow. So thank you all very much.
I should have asked Barb, you know, I'm going to the elected officials, but the person on the county level that's really doing a lot of this work is our Commissioner of Planning, Development, and Transportation. Barbara, did you have anything you'd like to share? And Barbara worked really, there was a gentleman who no longer works for the county, Vinny Tamania, was Director of Transportation. He was very influential with the conception of this too.
Yes, I want to thank my staff, Rosemary Ferrari and Sean Bennett and Matt Carucci are here. They've put a lot of time and effort into this endeavor, along with, as you said, Vincent Tamania and John Tully also. So I want to thank everyone who's put, this was 2 years in the making, so I want to thank everyone all your work with us.
Now I'm going to turn it over to the chair of the legislature, Amy Sage, if you have anything to share.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. I thank the county executive for organizing this, and I'm thankful for all the work that our Putnam Planning Department has done. Transportation has long been a challenge in Putnam County, from our seniors to getting doctor's appointments. One good thing about living in Putnam County is its proximity to New York City, but it's also, transportation has been a barrier. The innovation of this program, I think, is exciting, and I can't wait to see where it takes us. I'm very proud and honored to be a part of it, along with my colleagues, to support the funding for this program. Here comes a train. I'm excited to see where it goes from here, and on behalf of the Putnam County Legislature, we're excited to see where it goes, and we'll continue to fund these innovative programs to help our constituents here in Putnam County. Thank you, County Executive.
The conductor's agreeing with the chairman. I'll pause for a moment because there's a round of applause. But you kind of feel like a kid. I'm going to ask the chair of the Economic Development Committee, Legislator Bill Goldman. Bill?
Good morning. You heard from the people who use Putnam On Demand that it's a great success, and I'm very happy to hear that. Putnam On Demand has been a great success here in Paterson. This is the first micro-transit service in the Hudson Valley, and as we see, it's a great success. This is the model on how flexible, efficient, and affordable public transportation service should work here in the Hudson Valley, here in Putnam County, and actually throughout the nation. Because of its success, it will expand throughout Putnam County, and I'm very happy for that. Since we don't have options for senior citizens, for young adults, and for the disabled to get around, Putnam On Demand will be a viable alternative for the residents of Putnam County. I am excited and look forward to the expansion of this to the west side of the county, especially the part that I represent in Putnam Valley. Thank you very much, and looking forward to having this throughout the county.
Thank you, Bill. I mentioned before, we're also joined by Legislator Aaron Crowley, so I'll ask Aaron to share a few words.
Thank you, County Executive. This has brought, number one, thank you to the legislators, the County Executive, to the Planning Department, to VIA. This has brought a great innovation to one of the smallest counties, but certainly not that it's going to hinder us in any way. I think for me, what I hear a lot back from people whose parents or kids use this service is safety. The people that are driving them are vetted. The cars they know are insured. They know where they're going. They can track them. That takes away a lot of issues when you're having to overlook or take care of a family member or a child that you're not driving. So as a pilot program, this has been very successful. Parents, seniors, family members, community members have been using it. It's affordable. We know how expensive things are right now. So a lot of the needs that a lot of people that are using this are being met, and I can't wait to see it expand and move forward. And I'm glad that Putnam, again, as small as we are always thinking ahead and moving forward. And we're the first one in the Hudson Valley to do this, and it's very exciting. So thank you.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, I mentioned this before, we're in a great town of Patterson and very fortunate to have the town of Patterson supervisor here with us today. Rich,
Sure. So, I must say that when this first was approached to me that we were going to get rid of Part 3, I was the skeptic. I didn't see how this was actually going to be a cost-effective manner to provide transportation. But I am very happy to stand here today being proven wrong because it has been a huge success in my community. I hear nothing but positive coming out of this. It's increased ridership, which is so critical to some of our people of lower income and our seniors who are having trouble getting around. So I really want to stand here today and thank Barbara Barossa and Vinnie Tamagna, who first started this, Putnam County Legislature, and Kevin Burns for his leadership on all things that he does for Patterson. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Rich. As we wrap this up and close, I just want to highlight something I typically bring up when we talk about public transportation. When we do these regular community health needs assessments in Putnam County with our health department, and they look at all these different social determinants of health as to what Putnam County needs to do to protect and improve our health outcomes. At the top of the list every single time is public transportation. Mental health is a big part of it too, but public transportation is one of those outstanding needs that we're trying to be creative and do better in. And this is just one example, and we're looking forward to seeing this program grow. I want to thank you again to all of our partners, our riders, for being here to celebrate this success story. This certainly is not the end. We are working on conducting a transit study that I suspect will tell us what we already know, that we need Putnam on demand in other parts of this county. We fully intend to expand this program to other underserved portions of Putnam County, but in order to do so and get the funding for that, we need to demonstrate to the federal government that the need exists. And once we do, we fully expect to see Putnam On Demand vehicles throughout the county. If you haven't yet tried Putnam On Demand, now is the time to do it. Download the app or visit putnamcountyny.gov/ondemand and see for yourself how easy it is to ride. Thank you, everybody.